Welcome into the DNVR Avalanche podcast presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Use code DNVR when you sign up for a new account to get amazing odds boosts every single day. Pick of the week for you. We are actively jinxing AJ's boy over in F1, taking Charles Leclerc to win the GP this weekend. It didn't. I maxed DNF'd when I picked him the other week. So we got to even things out, pick the Ferraris, and have them have issues. Fair is fair on that one. So.
I thought you guys don't believe in superstitions or anything like that.
I'm just glad that you decided to make some money this week.
We'll see. We'll see. Head on over to DraftKings. You can bet on F1. You can bet on hockey. You can bet on badminton, whatever suits your fancy. You still got time to get in on March Madness. Pick any team to win their next game. When you sign up with new code DNVR, you bet $5 to win $200 in free bets. So jump in on that. Get the amazing deal. Must be 21 or older. Colorado only. Other terms, restrictions, and conditions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Of course, if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. All right. Avs win 6-3 over the Philadelphia Flyers in a game where it felt like all of the pent-up inability of this team to finish their chances kind of came flying out of them. They score 6 goals, at least a couple of them off of some pretty friendly deflections.
Yeah, like half the goals they score are total nonsense.
Yeah.
The other half are sick as fuck.
Yeah.
You're like, what? You'll take it.
When you're good, you're good.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
The first time in Avalanche history that they put 50 shots on goal against an opponent twice in a season like this.
Breaking some records tonight, for sure.
51 shots on goal, to be exact. Crazy.
It's not like it was fire wagon hockey. Shots were like 37-18 at the end of the second period.
Yeah.
Like, the Avs were just turbo dunking.
Also, big positive, winners in the face-off dot.
Yeah. Like, actually, 2 goals came directly off of face-offs tonight.
They did, actually. I mean, it was something where you talk about, like, right, the right face-offs to win.
Yep, true. Some offensive zone ones that they capitalized on.
Yeah.
So count it where you can count it. Look, this is, I think, probably the game you expected out of the Avs after a loss to Vancouver. You want to see them come back. You want to see them take it to a weaker team, and they did. Defensive zone, sure, maybe got a little bit sloppy at times. I think certainly fair to say. I'm sure we'll talk about MAKAR a bit more later. But on the whole, you're plenty happy with this win for the Avs, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
There were some issues
for sure
tonight. Like the what they gave up was way too good. You look at the scoring chances, and Colorado destroys Philly, right? The high danger chances, though, Philly had the advantage there, so you don't love that. But I said this on Twitter during the game. I think you're just gonna have to live with that. With it. Wow. Yeah. This particular defense is
the key pieces to keep it going. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, with this particular defense, with these guys, I just think that's probably something you're living with.
I mean, MacDermid played 13 minutes, 14 minutes tonight, so
14:02.
Yeah. So you're not nitpicking that defense too much, which. We can just start here. We didn't give MacDermid the king of the game. Arguably should have. We were gonna, but then other things happened. But MacDermid's second goal of the season on his birthday, no less. What a man. What a legend.
28.
God.
Looks like he's 35.
He looks older than me, for sure.
35.
Older?
Yeah. I think he looks like he's 45, dude.
Dude, I hope my hair grows as that well when I'm 45.
Yes.
Yeah, right? Right? Obviously, he didn't end up being the game-winning goal. Part of me was rooting for Philly to score one more. So MacDermid's goal could be the game winner, but not quite meant to be. Honestly, look, he wasn't that bad tonight. The defense was questionable at times, but in a game that the Avs blew out a team, you could roll him out there and not worry about it.
Yeah.
And that's all you really need from the guy, honestly.
I had no problems with Kurtis MacDermid tonight, other than the breakaway that he gave up.
Yep.
I thought he was pretty solid for most of the game.
Yeah.
I really didn't. The high danger chances against, I thought, were mostly, like, most of my problem was against the top pairing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Agreed. We can get to that in a little bit. I do want to start with our king of the game if it's ready. Didn't go with Cale Makar. Arguably could have given it to him, but I think we're going to have a conversation about him. Gordie Howe hat trick. It's been quite a while since the Avs have had a Gordie Howe.
Yep.
Naz gets one tonight. First goal of the game off of a shot that... AJ, how do you feel about it? Is that a great shot, or does Carter Hart need to have that one?
He needs to have that.
Okay. Just checking. Has a nice assist, and then finishes up with a fight against Joel Farabee that felt weird and random. But
I mean, Joel Farabee's just playing hard. I have no issues with the hit that Joel Farabee made, but I can understand where NAZEM KADRI'S like, it's a 6-3 game. You're not playing for anything. Like, your season is over. You're playing for draft position. If you hurt me because you're pissed off getting blown out, and you're taking a run at me late in a blowout game like this, and you hurt me, like, I can understand why Kadri was like, no, get the fuck back here.
I have no problem with the fight.
Like, we're gonna talk about this with our fists. And like, I had no issues with Kadri's response. I didn't have an issue with Farabee hitting him in the first place.
I thought all of it was good. Fine.
It's just two guys playing hard hockey, and they just that was kind of how it went. So I didn't have any issue with any of it except the extra penalty was stupid.
Yeah.
Like, don't give an extra penalty in there for that. No, that's two dudes. Farabee took the fight. If he doesn't want to take the fight, then don't take the fight.
I hear you, but Naz did go out of his way to instigate it. And
I mean, he skated after him, and he asked, do you want to do it? And Farabee was like, all right, let's do it. If he persists and like bullies him into it, I get it.
Well,
but it was ridiculous. They gave him a holding penalty. Like, whatever.
Well, that's because that's what he did. Like, instead, if he had not grabbed him and just said, let's go, and he agreed, I don't think he gets a penalty. But he kind of grabbed him by the shirt and was pulling at him. And, like...
That's how you start a fight.
I think there's an argument to be made that this penalty existing is very, very dumb.
Yeah.
At least in this context. That was designed to stop the scripted fights on face-offs is why that penalty was implemented, really.
Yeah. Personally, I wanted to see Kadri beat him up a little bit more. Joel Farabee's not very big.
Well, and when they went down, Kadri was screaming at him like that. He was not happy.
Yeah, so. Well, I think Kadri's looking at it. He's like, dude, if you hurt me at the end of a game in which we have kicked the shit out of you because you're just pissed off about it, like, I'm playing for something bigger here and you're not.
Well,
and so I can understand where Kadri's anger came from. Like, I totally get it. But I also think that Farabee, like, if you're on the other side of that, Kadri's like, I'm just playing hard hockey. What do you want from me? That's what I do.
How do you feel about that play if it's not Joel Farabee and it's some guy who just got called up by the Flyers or something like that? Because Farabee is cemented into the Flyers lineup. Like,
I don't care if it's the kid from the ECHL, Hodgson.
Yeah.
If it was him, I feel the exact same way. I don't care.
All right. Because I'm just saying.
But I can understand where you're coming from. A guy that's trying to make an impression in the lineup and trying, hey, I want to play that. But I don't know. I just think it's just hard hockey, man.
Yeah, for sure. Different didn't really have any problems with the play. At first, I thought it might have been charging from Farabee, but it's not.
That was my initial thought too.
Yeah.
Is it charging? And then I watched it again, and I was like, I'm good with this.
And he does a really good job of hitting Kadri on the front side and avoids the numbers. It's a good hit. Fine. Is what it is. Either way, we gave NAZEM Kadri the king of the game, so you can all tell us how wrong we are about that later. That happened. The other guy I want to cover in the first period, Pavel Francouz. What do we think tonight? Because, look, his Achilles heel his entire career has been juicy rebounds. He gave up a few tonight, but to the same token, Avs defense wasn't giving him a ton of help at times.
Do you guys remember when I talked about Z's superpower?
Yes.
Yeah, and how it's getting high rolls in Mario Party?
Yep.
Like, not the world's best superpower. Great, very situationally. Pavel Francouz's superpower appears to be
getting mad goal support.
Goal support that he can't spend. Like,
yeah.
When he doesn't play well,
yeah,
they just win games.
Yep. True.
I genuinely don't get it. Some of the worst games we've seen Pavel Francouz play, they've won.
Yep.
I didn't think he was any good tonight. Any good.
His rebound control, not good at all. But he also faced 31 shots, let 3 goals in. That's average for a goalie.
Yeah, and that 31 shots comes against the defense that's playing don't give up any, just playing protect for the entire game because the first period ended fucking 4-1.
Yeah.
Like they got out early and scored enough goals so quickly that they were they were trying to protect the lead the entire game.
Yep.
And they didn't do a great job of it. Again, they gave up 12 high danger chances.
Yeah.
But they were they weren't great defensively, but you look at the goals against and it's like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, I agree. And look, grand scheme of thing, we're not going to nitpick anything too much in a game that the Avs more or less it was never close.
Yeah,
but
I'm gonna say I don't think Francouz was any good, and that's it, and it's fine.
Yeah,
they can play with it. They won. He gets to have an off night, and they get to win. Great. That's your best case scenario. He doesn't play very well, and you still get the 2 points.
Yep.
It's all good.
100%. You take the dub, you move on to the next one, and you're happy with it. So I don't look. It's our job to break down the game, and we'll analyze the good and the bad of the Avs in this hockey game. But AJ, you put it pretty well. The Avs were up 4-1 after the first period, and this game was over.
Yeah.
The second and third periods for this team was mostly like, let's just get to the end of the hockey game and be done. So, not putting too much weight behind it either
Well, if
way.
you're going to put the weight of, this is what's going to happen when the playoffs start.
Right,
They're going to go up and then they're going to get scored on. No, this team isn't going to let off the gas in playoff games, right? You're talking about mid to end of the season right now where it's you put 4 goals in the first period.
Yep.
It's time to sit back and see what happens.
Also pretty unlikely to drop 4 goals on playoff teams in the first period.
Very much so.
But also, you look at, okay, because I saw some people on Twitter oh, the Avs just can't protect the lead, though. And it's okay, let's look at the leads that they have given up, or, some of the leads that they have almost given up. 3 of the last 4, Francouz has been in net.
Yep.
Well, and it's if you're talking about the postseason, guess who's not going to be in net?
Yeah.
How?
Well, hopefully.
Yeah, you would assume it's going to be Darcy. And my other counter argument to that is, how many of these leads that you're talking about the Avs giving back some on, have the Avs ever actually given all the way back? They never trailed in this hockey game.
Yep.
never trailed in this hockey game. The other one people love to point out is the one against the Isles where, it became 5-4, but they never trailed.
Yep.
So they're giving some back, but not enough to lose the hockey game. The only...
Yeah, and then the New Jersey one...
on a back-to-back.
The second night of the back-to-back where 4 of those goals go off of players in weird ways. It was like the hardest luck loss for Kemper.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, shut up.
Well, the Avs did score 4 goals in the first period. Unfortunately, you don't get 2 free beers. It's still just 1 free beer, but it is still a free beer from Breckenridge Brewery. So go over to breckbrew.com. Make sure you kept your receipt from your first beer of the night. Send it their way, and they will reimburse you for your beer for their 2 for a brew promotion anytime the Avs score 2 goals in the first period. You should have some extra spending cash around because Blaze hit 2 out of 3 tonight in the plus money. So
the only one I lost is the one I listened to Rudo on.
Yeah. The Mac. Hey, I told you to take the over, too.
On the Breck Brew stuff, can you just cash out and then just start a new tab?
There you go.
Once they hit 2, be like, yeah, I need to cash out, and then I'll get another Breck Brew.
Go again. Obviously, Breck Brew's dope. They've been with us forever. They have a bunch of amazing beers. No reason not to get them on Avs game day just because you might get a free one. So jump on that. Go have fun with that. Be sure to grab a Breck Brew for the party bus when we go on April 16th against Carolina. This one's brought to you by Avaca TV. It's going to be an awesome time. You get a bus there from the bar. You get a bus back.
A
from
dope
the game. It's going to be a dope game. You get dope seats in section 120. We're going to have a DNVR booth that we're all going to go hang out at for intermissions, play a bunch of games, do a bunch of stuff, just hang out. It's going to be dope. You can buy your tickets right now on the DNVR locker. I have to confirm this with someone higher up than me, but at some point, I believe we will be offering tickets to people that already have, like, just bus tickets. If you already have a ticket to the game, you'll be able to hop on the bus. So keep your eyes peeled for those. Maybe. We'll let you know when they do come out. But come hang out with us, party bus, on the 16th. It's going to be a blast. All of the Broncos and Nuggets won. Everyone have said they've loved it.
Nuggets are going tomorrow.
Yeah, Nuggets do have one tomorrow. So, yeah, you can wave to Jesse in the press box. Jesse might come down for one of the intermissions, too. We'll see. We'll see what he's feeling.
It sucks to be Jesse on that night. Better seats.
Second period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. I beat around this bush for long enough. Let's talk about Cale Makar. Obviously, 2 goals tonight. That's sick. He now has every defensive scoring record in the Avs regular season history book ever. He's insane. He also just decided that he forgot how to play defense tonight. Didn't feel like it. Didn't need to. I mean,
well, let's put it this way. I know you guys don't like this stat, but I just want to bring this one up because it's pretty interesting. There was 3 Avs players that were minus tonight.
Yeah.
Can you guess who they were?
Were one of MAKAR'S goals on the power play? Is Makar minus? That's what I'm asking.
Cale.
Yeah, MAKAR'S first goals on the power play, yes.
Okay, so MAKAR'S probably minus.
Yep.
Is it going to be like Nico and Nate or something or the other two?
No.
Taves.
Yeah, Taves makes sense.
And the third one is a forward.
I know it.
I don't.
Go for it, AJ.
It's New Hook.
It is New Hook.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one line that couldn't really score, but
dude, I feel terrible for him.
Yeah.
There was a shift in the first period where New Hook genuinely broke in.
He was zooming, dude.
Dumps the puck in, goes in, outworks 2 dudes, gets the puck, and has literally nobody in the zone. He got the puck and he just looks and he just goes, "Fucking God, there's nobody here."
New Hook is probably sitting in the locker room calling the Finnish embassy right now, like, "Get me Lehkonen!" But Cale Makar, again, the conversation we had earlier, not putting any stock in him having one bad defensive game, but it wasn't pretty. So how much of this is just an off night for Makar? Because as you guys mentioned, Taze was -2.
Yep.
He didn't have the greatest game. Is there anything you're actually taking out of that? Let me put it that way.
No. He had a bad night. Okay. Again, just like with Frankie. Not a great night, win the game. Great. Doesn't cost you anything. Because your depth guys played great. Eric Johnson, that's the best we've seen Eric Johnson
play in a hot minute. Yep.
That's one of his 3 or 4 best games of the season. He was awesome tonight. He was all over the place. He kicked ass. He turned back the clock. He looked like 26-year-old Eric Johnson, where you're like, oh.
Yeah, he was feeling it. Skating around the zone a little bit as well. In the offensive zone.
Yeah.
He was good, man.
Had a couple
he was
laps.
just good.
A couple laps.
I actually ended up liking Josh Manson a lot tonight, too.
Love Josh Manson. There was the one where Hodgson dipped inside of him.
He tried to step up and got burned. But
it was just he was too late on the decision. You could see what he was trying to do, and if he makes that decision a second faster, it's a big hit, and he separates from the puck, and we're all like, "Wow, Josh Manson, look at he just killed him." And instead, he just got inside outed, and that it happens when you. Decision making has been his thing so far, and I think it was again tonight. He still looks like he's thinking the game and not playing it, and I think when he gets more comfortable with what he's being asked to do with the Avs system, that it's gonna be fine. But I agree with you. I thought Josh Manson was really good tonight.
And as you were like, I think it's getting there in the systems. You saw him jumping up into that offense, doing that thing that all the Avs do on the defensive side, and you're like, oh. That looks like the Avs system. So I think it is coming along for him quite well on the defensive, offensive side, really, but as a defenseman in the system. So, again, it's hard to really say anything in games like this. You look at the result, and it kind of reads as it is, right?
Yeah.
Well,
that's what you talk about, right? Is like Cale was great on one side of the puck. And on the other side of the puck, it was a bad night for him. But when you are adding that much offense into it, it's like, oh, you can overlook it, especially on a team like the Flyers, where you're hoping that they go out there and just dunk on that team. So you don't read into it because, again, it's one of those things where it's like when Cale goes up against good teams, he's usually playing at the top of his game.
For sure. All right, we got to do these winner shots really quick. I forgot about them. To Dr.
Cheers,
Dub's
AJ.
chat. AJ can sip his water bottle or whatever he's got.
I still have nothing tonight.
Just keeping it going from Wednesday right there.
Yep. Just getting through all the goals. We talked about the Kadri one. Makar had the second. JT Compher is the luckiest man on earth. On the side of the net, he just tries to centers it, goes off of a Flyers stick. Off of Carter Hart's head and into the goal. Was this at least a bit of a get-right game for the Avs scoring goals? Is it at least a confidence builder for them?
Yeah.
That was not a confident
I think it was, I think more than anything, like the points were great, the goals, obviously, you like all that stuff.
Sure.
JT Compher got his first assist since January 28th.
It's been actual months.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was like he moved the puck out of the defensive zone, and then sick shit happened later.
Scored a shot from 50 feet out, and it's like, okay.
Yeah. And that was his first assist since January 28th. He had 23 games. All he had done was score 4 goals in that time.
Yep.
So, and then he scored later, so.
Yeah.
23 games, 5 goals, 1 assist for JT. It's all good. No, I honestly just more than I thought they played really well.
Yeah. I for the most, especially they came out early hard, and you're sitting there going, they're dominating this team, and they kind of just continued to do that until the game was well in hand. So. We can talk about that comment. Cogliano tonight. He fits in, certainly brings the energy, I think, to that bottom line.
I think he's better than Darren Helm.
Yeah, true.
I at full strength right now, I'm probably going Cogliano, Sturm, LOC.
For the fourth line?
Yeah. I certainly wouldn't be surprised to see the Avs go helm over LOC maybe for a game or two at least.
Yeah, I could understand. Like there was a moment tonight where Logan O'Connor, where you could just tell all confidence with the
Was
puck
gone.
gone, because he got it and
He comes down the wing. He just has no idea what to do. Yeah,
just slid off his. And I was like,
yeah.
Like he doesn't have any confidence right now. He's being overplayed, and there isn't like a solution for him right now.
Just got to work through it, bud. Yeah.
There isn't an easy answer for him, but him playing 14 minutes is not. It's
too much. Yeah.
He had two shot attempts. He missed one of them. And he had one of them blocked, and it just isn't. He's just not doing anything.
Well,
and he's out there, and like all of the energy and all that other stuff that you like about his game. No, it's just not there because he's out there too much.
He doesn't have the reserves to be wrecking ball man for 14 minutes a night.
Right. The crash test dummy that we saw earlier in the year that was so effective all throughout the games. At 10 or 11 minutes, he's got it on lock. But at 14 minutes, it's just a little much for him.
Well,
so. Okay.
And the other side of that conversation, the guy we didn't even mention, Abe-Kubel has played himself out of a lineup spot completely at this point. He had one decent chance tonight, couldn't finish it, and that's kind of been the story of his last 15 games or so, where he's not that noticeable.
I liked him at times tonight, but it's still just not enough.
Yep.
And it seems to be like the little puck skill that he does have. He doesn't seem comfortable.
Yeah, I thought
with it.
LOC plays a better game tonight than he does. He had that pass to Helm.
Yeah.
You know, like he was doing a few things there. Like again, we've talked about it. Like LOC is definitely like regressed as the season's gone on now.
But he's still going to give you that fourth line jam.
Right.
Yeah.
Where Abe-Kubel has been missing in action for a long time
10 games now, yeah. It's felt like he's just kind of disappeared, and obviously the points aren't there.
Yeah.
At
least he's not taking penalty minutes, though.
Like, there's really nothing there.
Right. There isn't Knack didn't score tonight, but hey, he had this nice work digging out pucks or whatever. There's just it's nothing. I think, what did Knack do tonight? And most nights I don't remember him at all.
Yeah.
And especially tonight, you feel like this would be a game that he would want to get
his
up
old
for.
team for sure.
Yeah, I think on the other side of that, from a depth guy, I really like Nico STURM, man.
Yeah,
I'm trying not to get too like you gotta bring him back in the off season, but I think that he's really smart, and he plays with enough jam that his size is actually useful. But like he's kicking ass in the face-off circle, which is like that's the whole point, right?
Yeah.
Like that was what you wanted, was that, and he wins 11 of the 15 draws he takes. And I think he's just like I loved the one, obviously, like where he dove and he got that puck on Car. Like that was cool and all, but like he has 4 shots on goal tonight. And not only that, but he had 3 hits, tied with MacDermid for the lead on the Avs tonight, and he's just next to Nichushkin now that he's a guy out there winning faceoffs on the PK. That unit, it just like when you're talking about min-maxing, this is exactly what it looks like. You raise the floor of your roster from Tyson Jost and what he was giving you and what he did well. STURM is just a better fit at what he's giving right now. About the areas where he's fitting in. STURM has been so good so far that I'm so comfortable with him in the lineup right now. That I'm excited to see Lehkonen. If Lehkonen lives up to his reputation and fits in as well and as quickly as STURM did, that bottom 6 is going to start being a goddamn handful.
I love Sturm on the PK. Like, just you love big guys on the PK anyways, but he can move too. Like, and he kind of plays that point position on it a lot of the times, and he's just so big and moves well. So his stick is always in the lanes, and that creates problems for the team trying to move pucks around because you've got to watch for a big lanky guy like that.
I think it's a great point because, we've seen the Avs get beat a lot where they drag a JT Confer or a Tyson Jost out high, and they're just not big enough to get back in that passing lane. Yeah. So Sturm is, for sure.
Yeah.
I will say on Sturm, I'm begging to see just a little bit more on the offensive side. I know he had the shots on goal tonight, but yeah.
He had a few good chances tonight. He had one really good chance, just couldn't finish.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be something that you get real comfortable with him. I'm not looking for him to really like. You want every time that line produces, you're going to be like, yeah, gravy, baby.
Okay.
I just think that what he's done all around in all the little areas that he contributes, you're really happy with it. Obviously, you have to produce points eventually, but yeah, it's good. It's a good start for Nico Sturm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, also brought to you all by the American Raptors. Their season is underway now, so be sure you're following Colton Strickler and DNVR Rugby over on Twitter. Colton will take you through everything you need, whether you're a longtime fan. He's got interviews with literally every rugby player known to man. If you're new, he's got 101 pods that can teach you the game, so you can go check out that, and you can go catch a game at Infinity Park in Glendale for completely free. American Raptors games cost you $0 to go to. It's an amazing place. You got to go check it out. It genuinely is. It's a super dope building. Go there. Go watch a game for free. Go have an awesome afternoon weekend on the town. Highly recommend it. The Raptors are dope. It's also the home of the men's and women's US 15 teams. So literally the best rugby in the country. Pretty dope. If you can't make it out, you can also go to the American Raptors website where they will be streaming every one of their games live for free. So they're making it really easy to get into. All you guys got to do is show up and have a good time. It's just that simple. Go to infinitypark@glendale.com for more information on that. That's it. We actually did all of our reads. We're dope. Good job, us. we got a couple super chats I saw. At least a couple. $10 from Seth saying, sure, Cale with 2 goals set a new franchise record for goals in a season by a D-man, and Naz had 3 points in the first and a Gordie Howe hat trick. But I think tonight is his night. Crown King Kermit. We were gonna give it to Kermit over Cale. But the Gordie Howe pushed it over for
anytime
Naz.
there's a Gordie Howe, it's one of those things where you don't see it very often,
right.
So you got to give it to him.
Exactly. Now, had FRANCOuz given up one more goal and Kermit's became a game winner,
there's
maybe
that's a good conversation right there.
Maybe could have got there. $9.99 from Gregory. Illinois Avs fan who finally made it out to Ball Arena for a disappointing game on Wednesday, but a great time at the DNVR bar tonight. Totally made up for it. Hope to make it out for the playoffs. Thanks for coming out. We appreciate you, man.
Yeah, the bar was popping tonight.
Yeah, the bar was vibing tonight, for real. It was dope. And $2 from Ryan saying Avs clinch or world first. What's the bet? I mean, world first should happen tomorrow, probably. Probably, depending on that secret phase, but we'll see.
Are you kidding about this? Or was there something going on? I have not followed today at all.
Yeah, so they got Jailer to the 10%, and there's a secret mythic phase.
I might flip the table if I was, especially in this race.
Where it's already been 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. Where you're like, no.
The hat on the table is available from breckbrew.com. You can go get it on their website. A lot of people have asked about it. It's a super dope hat. So
about clinching, the Avs are 22 points ahead of Dallas right now.
Yep.
23 ahead of Vegas, and they've got Dallas has games in hand, so that hurts.
Hey guys, but The Wild are catching up.
But with Dallas 19 games remaining, so that's 38 points. So the magic number is starting
16.
to get there.
You're down to you're in the teens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they said the magic number was going to be 95, right, to make the playoffs
That's
in the West.
Yeah, that's the playoff cutoff.
Well, the Avs are
as a wild card,
actually,
right? Yeah.
Avs have 97 points. So while it's
Yeah,
not mathematical clinch,
Yeah, it's not a mathematical clinch, but effectively they're home free.
yeah, for sure. I mean, it would take.
Well, if they went 50-50 down the stretch, you're still fine.
They still win the conference probably.
Yeah.
Like
They would have to lose 17 games in a row.
basically
Everybody else would have to play
like
out.
650,
Yeah.
700.
650.
Yeah.
650 to 700 hockey. All of them
And
would have to do that.
That's not checking how many times those teams play each other.
The best thing, too, is like having a Wild family. I'll just call them Wild family. I like that. I'm going to call them Wild family from now on.
You do have a Wild family.
I do have a Wild family. I've got some pictures to prove it from tonight at my actual house, but Wild family that actually follow the Wild, telling me that the Avs are slipping and the Wild are catching up, and I just laugh and laugh
It's a 17
and
point
laugh.
difference.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's like, oh, because you guys won a game and the Avs lost a game, so you're catching up? Cool. That's a cool 2 points you just won.
Yep.
Over the last 10, they have identical records.
Yeah.
They've made no ground.
Yeah, I know.
Like
That's the best thing.
Minnesota's big thing is that they have 3 games in hand, and so if they, in theory, win all 3 of those games, it's down to an 11-point lead.
Well, and they go head to head on Sunday, so
Can't wait for that game, by the way. I love it.
looking forward to it. I'm doing a watch along for that one, by the way. If the people that want to watch along, we will be live all game long for that one, so hopefully you tune in. I don't. There's not a ton to say about a game where the Avs took it over and they won, and it was fairly easy through and through.
Yeah. I mean, they got lucky, and then they were fine.
Yep. Between the Comfer goal and the Mikko goal that goes in off of a defenseman and right through Carter Hart, and it's like, okay, it's the Avs night.
Yeah.
Moving on. So.
Yeah. I love all these random people that don't watch our show that roll in and are like, the Avs aren't getting out of the second round, or I'll put $100 on the Avs losing to Marc-Andre Fleury.
Dude,
Oh, my God.
anyone who wants to bet $100 on the Avs losing to MAF, my bank account is open.
Yeah. You know what? I think I'm good with it. Let's just all take the bet.
There you go.
Avs over everybody right now.
It is weird how many people have been coming in lately with the hot takes on the Avs not making it anywhere.
It's always it is fun though. Like, cuz you're just like, why are you here though? Like, is this it? Like, this is what you're doing?
Well, look, if you want to watch the show, welcome aboard. You're gonna find us hard disagreeing with you quite a bit, but either way, Cale MAKAR'S dope. I feel like we do have to give him a little bit of credit. He's the best defenseman that's ever played for the Avs. You can't convince me otherwise. What? You don't like the spicy take?
I have no thoughts.
AJ's being salty over there. It's fine. Cale MAKAR is doing something genuinely special this year.
Oh, for sure. I mean, like tonight I was giving him crap about the defensive zone, but it's like we've seen him play great defense. Like,
yeah, he
it's
has
a bad
better in the
game.
bag than that.
He was probably pushing a little bit because of against who they were playing. It's like gonna take advantage of some like teams that you might be able to dunk on right now.
Definitely. And
I mean, even with like a rough night where those both end up in the back of the net, right? Like,
Yeah.
if Frankie plays well, he at least, the first one certainly doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But MAKAR finishes with a hit and 4 block shots, and once again is productive on a PK.
Yep.
Yeah.
as that role continues to expand on the PK. And come on. He had his problems on the defensive end. There's no doubt it wasn't a good night for him, but like he still contributes in so many ways.
Yeah, he plays in all situations. He again, if you don't watch the Avs, everyone underrates his hitting ability because he will blow people up.
When's the last time that Cale Makar just had a bad game where you're just like, he just played bad in all facets. It wasn't good. He didn't do shit tonight.
Like game 10 when he was still nursing that hand injury or something.
He's had them this year, but there's such weird random anomalies that we don't ever we're just like, man, it was a bad night, and we literally forget about them and move on.
Yep.
I mean, if you're looking at the Avalanche as Voltron, Cale Makar is the giant dong of Voltron.
Yeah, here, can we get a quote graphic of that? Yeah, there you go, perfect. Cale Makar's the giant dong of Voltron.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Exactly.
Perfect.
That's how I'm ending the show.
He does swing that thing around, for sure.
That's a better quote. Kill Makar. Rudo, kill Makar. He just swings that thing around.
You know, it's just the truth. It's just the truth. Chat's talking about it. I don't think he gets to 33. I'm the guy who made the bet he gets to 35, and that's not happening. Does he get to 30, though? 24 after tonight.
24.
He's got 17 games to get 6. To get 6.
He's been hot, too, lately, so on the offensive side, I don't know, man. I think he can get there.
I think he can get to 32, but I think it'd be tough to get much over that. So, you never know, though.
I think 32 is safe. 35 is the stretch goal.
Yeah, that is
corporate America's stretch goal.
Really have
35.
to put in the overtime hours. All right, AJ, any final?
Short. I think he only gets to 28 or 29.
Definitely possible. I wouldn't be surprised either way. It'd be nice if Devon Taves could start hitting the net again.
Oh my God, that first.
Yeah.
That should have been a goal by far. It was just such a bad, I don't know, flop of a shot.
And the puck was rolling on him, but he had all the time in the world.
He had a 6x4 to shoot at. There was no goalie in the way.
Yeah, for sure.
When he's missed some big opportunities.
Yeah.
In the last, I don't know, month or two.
He's just getting them out of the way before the playoffs start.
There you go.
Where it's he started the year crazy hot, and he already has a career high in goals. He got there in 40 games, but he now he really only has I think his last goal was the Islanders game.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And he's gone now 8 games in a row without a goal, which is 8 games. But he's also 2 assists in that time.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing fine.
His offense is quietly dried up a little, is what I'm saying.
So
just all around.
Storylines to watch, nothing really more than that. There's the biggest engine in the world driving down the street right now.
Yeah, so last game I kept talking about NAZEM Kadri. He's got to get going on the second line. He's got to score. He's got to get driving play on that line. And then look at tonight. He has 3 points in the first period. And I'm watching the game with Z, and I'm like that. 3 points in the first period is obviously a little much, but it just totally different. There was different jump, different level of effectiveness all night long. Should have been it's just so good. It was just so good tonight from Kadri.
Yep.
That you see a night like that, and you're just the Colorado's top line was solid. They weren't great, they weren't bad, they were solid. How do you handle a team when their second line plays like that?
Just straight pops off, yeah.
Yeah, plays like that, and they even get quality shifts out of their third line, their fourth line. Their territorial dominance from the third line was exceptional tonight. Yeah. They just didn't do anything with it.
Yep.
But they drove the crap out of some play. The fact that Alex Newhook was on the ice for a goal against is almost cruel because he was only on the ice for 4 shots against in the entire game.
It's the way it goes, though.
What do you guys think Mikko was saying to Cale on the bench there?
I can't tell. I actually went back and Cale, the one word Cale says to him at the end is never. But I have no idea what Mikko's saying to him.
Did you ever think that you were going to break the goals record in a single season for the Avs?
Maybe.
Never.
Maybe. That would add up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he did. And now he's trying to chase a couple
Ridiculous
of other dudes.
records
Just trying to
down.
get 30 now.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, Cale
This was
MAKAR'S
dope.
going
This
to win
was
the
a-
North.
This was a good game. Genuinely, I'm glad that they beat a bad team. 2-1 on the homestand. It's
Perfectly fine. Yeah.
Successful homestand. You feel good about it. They're not really losing ground anywhere. They're still up 11 on Calgary. With Calgary, them going into Calgary next week. It's an important game. How do you feel? How do you feel bad about any of this? Like, you felt bad. We said, hey, after Vancouver, that just isn't a good loss. But it's all about how they respond, and they responded with a divine shit kicking of a bad team. Isn't that exactly what you wanted?
Yep.
Yep. I think everyone is vibed on the Avs right now, and they should be. And unfortunately, the worst news of the day is that there's 17 games left until the playoffs start.
I'm getting more and more excited to watch the Avs every night because I'm like, these results just don't matter, and I get to just watch the team.
Watch people do dope stuff.
Yeah, and it's like they get up 3-4-1, and you're just like, yeah, all right, cool, man. Like, it's been a while since I've had one of these.
Okay, well, we're going to wrap this one up. So thank you, everyone, for watching, listening, however you consume the pod. We appreciate all of y'all a ton. We are off tomorrow, but Sunday pregame, watch along, postgame, the whole 9 for you. So be sure to tune into that.
Should be a good one too.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that game.
Should be fun against Mini. So we hope to see you all in the pregame for that one. Until then, we will talk to you all on the next one.